When the calendar rolls over, we tend to exchange the same temporary gifts and make physical resolutions that usually fade within weeks. Even if someone were to give you the most valuable objects on Earth, the heaviest, most jewel-encrusted royal crowns, the thrill remains fleeting. Look at a physical throne. It is bound by gravity, made of decaying wood, and incredibly restrictive to the person sitting on it. It ties the occupant to the anxieties of a temporary kingdom. Spiritual texts point toward a different reward, the Golden Age, a state of existence completely devoid of deprivation. In this paradigm, there is no concept of lack and no missing resource to fight over. This state of absolute fulfillment is freely available to anyone, yet most current spiritual practices fail to reach it. If this profound fulfillment is right there for the taking, why does meditation often feel like an exhausting chore? Many fall into the trap of becoming a struggling yogi, treating spiritual connection as a strenuous, aggressive mental workout. This animation illustrates the precise point of failure. You try to force your mind to lock onto a tiny, abstract point of light. The mind darts away, you pull it back, and the practice turns into a wrestling match. The alternative is Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja means natural or effortless. It relies on a feeling of deep personal belonging and love, rather than brute mental force. True spiritual connection is an effortless state of self-awareness, far removed from the physical exertion of trying to force the mind into silence. To understand how to access this state, we have to look at the current cosmic window, known as the Sangama Yugam, or the Confluence Age. This is a highly specific, transitional period, linking the end of an old cycle to the beginning of a new one. This era is explicitly defined as the Age of Bliss. It stands entirely apart from the struggles of the past and the rewards of the future. Bliss becomes accessible when you abandon complex rituals and simply remember the divine with a profound sense of ownership. Using the phrase, "my Baba," a term of deep familial endearment for the source. Claiming that direct personal right to the divine instantly opens up your mind's internal treasury. Radical ease is the mandatory prerequisite here. You cannot grind your way into spiritual wealth. Once unlocked, you have access to internal treasures known as khajanas. A khajana is a Sanskrit term for a treasure or storehouse, representing your time, your pure thoughts, your virtues, and your spiritual powers. To keep these assets, you have to follow a strict economic law called saphalam. Saphalam refers to the act of making a resource fruitful or successful through deliberate investment. Spiritual currency operates backward from physical money. If you hoard your pure thoughts or time just for yourself, they dim and disappear, but these assets multiply when distributed outward. The moment you share them, the network expands and your supply increases. Spiritual growth functions through these specific mechanics. It is the direct result of how consistently you invest your internal assets into the world around you. True spiritual masters didn't sit around drafting long-term plans to be generous. They executed their investments instantly, in the real world, moment to moment. The directive here is clear. You must become a master giver. Make it a rule that no one ever leaves your presence empty-handed. There is a hierarchy to this investment. If someone isn't ready to hear profound spiritual knowledge, you shift tactics. You offer them a specific virtue, like patience or peace. If you find yourself lacking a virtue in that exact moment, give them a sweet word. And if you have absolutely no words left, you give them a powerful, uplifting glance. Every mundane human interaction is actually a high-stakes opportunity to invest your spiritual capital and change another person's state of mind. To sustain this intense level of outward wealth, there is one final daily mental exercise you must perform. It is known simply as the mind drill. Step 1 is an instant extraction. You are stripping away your physical identity entirely, shifting into an incorporeal state of pure, formless energy. Step 2 is the transition into the Farishta state. A Farishta is an angel of light, a being that interacts seamlessly with the physical world while remaining completely unburdened by its gravity. Mastering this drill pushes you past the angelic stage, culminating in the absolute fulfillment of a golden age deity. Ensuring that every thought and second is made fruitful today, provides the spiritual capital required to sustain the transition into the Golden Age.